everybody. Welcome to this information evening. No, that was a big interesting one there. Well, it might be if you're in a certain time zone anyway. So welcome. So the outline of the session is as follows. We are going to tell you who's who. We're going to tell you about the course. There'll be a time for question and answers and some final reminders about the course application process. So without further ado, welcome. I'm Jane. I'm one of the tutors that teaches on the core learning days at CREC, which is where Sean's based today in Birmingham. For those of you that do the course, you will come to CREC 4 times. Yeah, I'm a tutor on the course, and I also I'm based in the southwest of England, and I'm a mentor for the students in the southwest of England. So that's me. Welcome. Over to you, Barbara.
Hello, thank you, and welcome to everybody. So I'm another of the tutors and mentors, and I'm based in the southeast of England, so sort of cover London area and down to the south coast and over to the southeast as well, Norfolk and places like that. And I've been a mentor for about 4 years, I think. Yeah, I work on a freelance basis as an early child music practitioner and researcher. And I'm very interested in how we can all learn so much from each other as collaborating partners. So it's not, you know, the course I feel is about us working together and bringing what we know to the table so that we can all learn from each other. Yeah, so that's me, and I'll hand over now to Vic.
Hi everybody, I'm Vic Holmes, and I am the online mentor. So I oversee the Facebook group and any discussions and things that go on there. I have done the CME. I was one of the first cohort to do the course. And then following that, I then went on to do the MA also with CREC. And similar to Barbara, I'm freelance music practitioner, so I do visit nurseries and schools delivering music sessions, and that's me. So over to Sean.
Thanks, Vic. Good morning, everybody. My name's Sean Delaney. I'm Assistant Director at CREC, which is the Centre for Research in Early Childhood. And as Jane has said, we're located in Birmingham, and we're the kind of host organisation for the CME, and where the training sessions take place. So the 4 days of teaching happen in our training room here in central Birmingham. And the CME is one part of the work that we do alongside lots of other professional development, MA programs, PhD programs, and other elements of research and evaluation consultancy within the field of early years more broadly, and through the CME. And I work with MERIC England, promoting the role and quality of practice in early years music.
Brilliant, thanks, Sean. And then the final person is Sally Ann Brown, who is actually, ironically, probably doing this right now in a nursery session where she is at the moment. So yeah, like Barbara said, we are practicing ourselves. Sally Ann isn't able to join us because she is practicing herself today, but there she is, and she is based up in the north, so tends to mentor the students from the north of England. Okay, so that's us guys as a team. So what is this course all about? Well, we are one of the Certificate of Music Educators centres. That's our number. We are number 11. There are therefore, or when we were created, there was 10 other centres across England. What is it? It's a level 4 qualification, which is the equivalent of the first year at university. The actual CME, Certificate for Music Educators, was actually launched back in 2013. And it came from the idea that was identified in the Henley Review, which said that they really needed better consistency in the quality of music education. So what's it about? Well, they said they really want the development of a new music educator qualification. to ensure the wider music workforce is more professionalised, better skilled, and properly recognised for their role. It is, understandably, very high level and focuses on a quality assurance benchmark by which those who pass will be able to promote their work. So the CME, and this is very much what Trinity College London say, is much more than a tick box exercise in order to gain accreditation. And believe me, it really is. It requires learners to engage with the reflective skills aimed at supporting them through a career full of ongoing personal development. And I just want to say at this point that past students have ranged from childminders, preschool practitioners, someone from the Welsh National Opera, from the London Symphony Orchestra, reception class teacher, a whole beautiful, rich cohort we've had each year, which is, I think, is what Trinity College says, a real beauty of our particular course. It is aimed at anybody who works or would like to work in the early childhood sector. And the early childhood sector, as we know, is vast. It's absolutely vast. So you may be working as a generalist early years practitioner, or you may be working as a music teacher, a community musician. You may be working in a hospital, prenatal care. If you want to read more about that, then just simply look on the blog. Yes, we will have copies of the slide for you. That's absolutely fine. Okay, so why was the course all set up? The person who set up the course was Dr. Susan Young. She also set up the MA in early childhood music education as well. Susan Young is internationally renowned for her work in early childhood. There's just a few of the books that she's written. She's got many more than that. And she actually decided in 2017 that she was going to set up this course. And she says as follows: before we started this course, there was no nationally accredited qualification in early childhood music practice. There was an urgent need for a qualification that was not linked to any one specific method or approach, but enabled music practitioners to work towards and gain the qualification as part of their own ongoing practice. So the Trinity course offers a broad, it's comprehensive, it's a qualification framework that she adopted for early childhood music education. So now we are in 2023. It has been running for several years, and it's incredibly well established. And the last thing that we're moderated every single year. And each time we're moderated, they comment on many great things, and they always say we're a strong and very experienced team of mentors. So that's that. Over to you, Barbara.
Thank you, Jane. So as I said in my introduction, my interest is about this notion of collaborating and working together, and we really do try to create that sort of environment and that learning community as we go through the course. So if you apply for the course and are accepted onto the course, you will be assigned a mentor. Hopefully in a region more or less where you are situated, and that you will form part of a small mentor group then with the other mentees to your mentor, and then as well as that, we then have the bigger learning community of the whole cohort for each year, and it's that cohort that comes together for the core learning days in Birmingham. So no matter where you are in the country or outside of the country, as this year I have been mentoring somebody in Australia and Norway, so we're spreading our knowledge far and wide, which is great. So everybody comes together, no matter where you are in the country or the world, to Birmingham for those core learning days. And that's a great time for everybody to connect and to come together and to share as well as having input from the tutors. You know, there is quite a lot of input. There is a lot of support on those days of how to go about the tasks that are required. And we'll talk to you a bit about the tasks further on. So there are 4 core learning days that are compulsory that you need to come to in Birmingham, and the dates are there for you to see. They've already been set. We do try and fit those core learning days into the holidays, but it's not always possible. And it seems that some holidays are at different times of the year or different weeks, depending where you are in the country. So sometimes it's not always possible. But we do our best to try and get them into the holidays. And then, as well as that, we also have the bigger learning community of past students who are very ready to support and offer advice and help. And that is usually done through the Facebook common room, which is for all students present and past. So I think that's all I need to say about that. Next slide, please, Jane. I feel like Chris Whitty. Thank you very much. So here are just some pictures about the core learning days or from the core learning days, and they show, you know, how it's a mixture of input from tutors, but also practical sessions where we explore musical play, we explore different repertoire. As Jane said, the course is not designed to promote any one particular approach. And so we're very interested to hear about different ways of presenting songs or, you know, learning from each other. I think it's worth stressing that the course is not about repertoire itself, really. We do provide repertoire and examples of songs, but it's not the main focus of the course. Really, the main focus of the course is about becoming a reflective practitioner and how you can develop your own practice. So yeah, so those are some of us on previous days having some fun.
And I think this photo also we bring back past students. So this student here is a librarian, completed her course about 2 years ago now, and here she is zooming in, chatting to this cohort of students about her experiences. So yeah, I think you know, past students are really important and hugely supportive. That community of learning is vast. I think it's very important to us, and I think that's a really important ethos at CREC as well. Just to kind of explain to you, it's a 1-year part-time distance learning course. That means that you only come to Birmingham for those core learning days. The rest of it is online, or if you live close enough to your mentor, then we will do our best to meet up face to face. All of your coursework, it is coursework. That's the most important thing to say. And it all goes in a portfolio of evidence. So whatever CME course you do, that happens for all of it. And your portfolio of evidence can either be a hard copy, or a lot more students now are literally creating a virtual file. So there it is. Those are the two natures of how you do it. It's coursework. We recommend that you set aside 10 hours a month. That's what we personally recommend. Everybody has their own different working patterns. We know that life gets in the way and we're all human. But that's kind of what we recommend when we say, you know, we think you should do some reading, go out and see some practice, think about your own practice. If you add all that up, it probably does take that amount. And there are 6 tasks that go into your portfolio. So this CME is what we call very much task driven. So Susan Young designed the course very much around these 6 tasks, which should be integrated into your work that you're doing with children. So we hope that all of you are actually practicing with children aged 0 to 5, or during this course would be. So there's the task you can see. Task 1, we really want you to observe a child. It could just be for a few hours, and then interview their parents. And it could even be an interview over the phone. If you're not able to observe a child, we can set up a child for you. Many past students have children in that age phase. That's fine. Task 2 is very much getting you to think about the other end of the age range, 4 to 5. And again, observing a child and writing up musically what you're observing with that child. And all of this you have huge support with. We base our core learning days around this. So don't think this is something you have to go off and do on your own very much. Task 3 is very much thinking about your session plans. How do you plan your sessions? What resources do you use? Barbara's mentioned several times, it's about your reflective practice. So planning sessions, early years sessions, and we can show you many examples of other early years sessions. Task 4 is very much thinking about equality, diversity and inclusion. What are you doing in your early childhood practice that really promotes EDI? And that's very, very broad, and thinking about examples, and we can share with you lots of different examples. Task 5 is again more watching of children. Really watching children and writing about it, or audio speaking about it, or presenting it in a way that's comfortable for you. So there are many different ways that you can present your learning. And then task 6 is simply a quiz. It's a quiz that is all about safeguarding, but very much specifically safeguarding, thinking about early childhood. So observations, we come and watch you, or if we can't watch you, we ask you to record yourself, and that's actually really valid, to record your own practice and for you to watch it back. And we come and watch you at least twice. And we watch you, and we have a cup of tea with you afterwards, and we talk about it and you reflect on it. So yeah, and we watch you also engaging in that sort of more, what we would say, adult-led interaction. So that might be, recently I've watched a reception class teacher who's on the course, where he was doing a session with his reception class. And then another session I watched recently was with a musician who was working with families in a village hall. So it's very much based on your practice. We come and watch you, or we watch you via Zoom, or whatever's comfortable, as that says. If distances and schedules create practical difficulties, Barbara's mentioned that one of her students is in Australia, who actually still comes across for the full core learning days, that person will send her a recording. And then this is very much something that is based on the whole Trinity College. Is you don't need to worry about this, but it's all designed around units, course units that we will help you, that you simply tick off and say you've done. But these course units are the same for whatever CME course you do, because bear in mind there are other CME courses across the country. We have created 3 different types of resources for you that you have access to. General resources that are videos you can watch, reading you can do, articles you can look at, blogs you can read. You don't have to do all this. Some students devour it, others probably do the bare minimum. Everybody's unique, and everybody has what they want to get out of it. There's a Padlet all around paperwork, so everything is very accessible, and Padlets are very easy to access. If you're thinking, no, I'm not tech savvy, I don't know how to do this, don't worry, it just involves clicking on a link. And then every time you come to Birmingham, every presentation we do, everything that is done, we share for you. So constantly, it's a live document that you have. So that's how we assemble our resources. And social media, we're pretty active on social media. Sean at CREC, they're really active. So they have their social media also on Facebook and on Twitter and on Instagram. And we're the same. We have a sort of an offshoot of the CREC one. So yeah, follow us on social media, Sally Ann says, to keep in touch with us and see what the students say about the course. pictures from core learning days. So we've got videos and photos up from times in Birmingham, what other students are doing now. We love hearing about that, and we share that and the latest information. So lots of different ways to find us. We do strongly suggest that you apply by the 31st of July. Places are beginning to fill up, just to let you know, and we will at some point close the course because we don't want a massive cohort. So how you apply is you simply just go on the CREC website and fill in the form there. So that's all of that. And then once you have applied, CREC will complete your reference check. One of us, 3, will contact you. We will ask you to send us a consented recording of you singing a very short song, just one song, just to a small group of children. Can be any age. This could even be your own children of friends from a private class, children you teach, because we want to just kind of get a feel for where you're at, where your baseline is. And then we will arrange a mutual time to interview you, most likely over Zoom. It can be over phone. We will ask you to tell us about that little recording you sent, describing why you chose to do that song and how you think the children really responded. But it's very much more of a chat. It's always a two-way process. And there's always an opportunity for you to ask questions. That's very important. And yeah, you can see there, very much a chance for us to learn about you and your needs, because our job is to support you as much as possible. So before we continue, I'm just going to stop sharing a minute, because I want to pass you over to the lovely Vic, who's going to tell you a bit about her experiences.
Hi, thank you, Jane. Yes, so as I said in my introduction, I was one of the first cohort on the course. So I think if you're coming along to the course now, there's a lot more people, past students, to have those discussions with in the online group. So I think for me as a student, it was very much approaching the course to have that reflective element on my own practice, and to just really give me a little bit more confidence in the skills that I was using in, you know, going into settings and working with children. And I think the thing that I found from the very first core learning day was that learning community, both at CREC, at the centre itself, and also in meeting the other members of the cohort. And as Jane said, it's a wide variety of people that come along for the course. So it's really good to not only reflect on yourself, but develop those partnerships with other people and learn from their experiences, and just have that learning community, which is really important, because often I'm self-employed, a lot of you will be self-employed, and you're often working alone. You don't have that you know, colleagues to work with you daily. So it's nice just to work with other people and to meet other people who are in the same position and doing the same role in different areas. I think I found the course, and I still think the course is brilliant. It covers, the content is really relevant to developing your own practice, and it covers such a wide variety of things. And I just found it really relevant and really informative, and it doesn't cover just one approach. It looks a wide variety of approaches to doing music with children. And again, it just gives you the confidence to use bits of approaches, different approaches into your own practice, and really apply those and understand where they're coming from and why they're important, and in the work that you do. I think in approaching the work itself, as Jane said, it would be, you know, the recommendation is to have those 10 hours. And I would really recommend trying to set aside that time and sort of scheduling it in so that you have some protected time. And little and often is better than just trying to have it all in one go. So I would really, have those times set aside, even if it's just half an hour to do a bit of reading or a little bit of reflection. I think that's really important. And also, I think keeping in touch with your mentor, even if, you know, you've not got any work to share with them, but just, you know, checking in, just so that they know that you're okay and you're on there. And again, I really valued that support from the mentor. It really helped keep me going along the course. And if you know, everybody's really super helpful, and we've got the online discussion group again is always there in case you're stuck and you're thinking you can't ask anybody else. And I think again, CREC, it was just, I found it a really great place to come to and to study. The environment is just really set up really well to give you a nurturing environment while you're studying. And as I said, I went on to do the MA through CREC as well. And again, that experience was exactly the same. So yes, I would really recommend it. Yes.
Oh, brilliant.